Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We'll cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So let's get into this topic right here. So as you guys know, I've gone on the record, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again, that the Lakers are going to finish with a better regular season record than the Philadelphia 76ers next season. This is my opinion on it. And I believe that. I believe that the Lakers are going to be a better team at the end of next year than the Sixers. I believe that the Sixers next year is going to be a team full of turmoil, drama, storylines. Should we trade this guy? Should we trade that guy? And it's going to be a complete mess. And Philly fans are going to have a really, really difficult year now that they've decided to bring this guy and his toxic fan base on their team. That's what I think. Some people can disagree. You have the right to disagree. That's what I think. And before these jackasses that watch sports, that make sports content, to be like, maybe if I'm wrong, to be like, I told you it was wrong. Like, we can't pull up clips of y'all dumbasses being wrong too. So if there's any content creators watching this, you need to zip it up and just keep it quiet, because we can pull up footage of everybody being wrong. At least I'm willing to take a position on things here. Anyway, so let's get into it. So as you guys know, everybody's over there twerking it up. But then I came across an article this morning from Fadeaway, and it says, Shaquille O'Neal explains why he thinks the 76ers super team isn't going to work. The Philadelphia 76ers have had a dream off season, having landing LeBron James in free agency, Jaylen Brown via trade. James and Brown have been added to a 76ers team that already had Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and VJ Edgecombe, and fans in Philadelphia are starting to dream about winning a championship. Optimism is sky high, but Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal isn't sure this super team is going to work. On the latest episode of The Big Podcast, co-host Adam Lefkoy, I can't pronounce his name, mentioned how Philadelphia would explode if James helps and the Sixers' 43-year title drought, and O'Neal pumped the brakes on the hype train immediately. But before we even get into what Shaq had to say, today's videos is brought to you by our sponsor, Kachava. Now, before we continue, let me tell you something. This year, I got serious about taking care of my body, my training, my nutrition, all of it. Nothing extreme. I just wanted to take better care of myself. But my days get busy between work, moving around, taking care of my daughter, trying to go to the gym, buying groceries. Life fills up fast. And when it does, nutrition is the first thing to fall apart. I would skip meals, grab whatever was easy, and feel it by the afternoon. Then I started using Kachava's new travel pack. Just one packet gives you complete nutrition ready for life to go on. Plant-based protein, fiber, greens, vitamins, probiotics, omegas, electrolytes, and more. No artificial flavors, no sweeteners, no soy, no gluten, no preservatives, and no animal products. All the nutrition my body craves in one delicious shake, packed to go. It keeps my energy steady all day, and more importantly, it actually tastes amazing. If you have been meaning to take better care of yourself, this is the easiest place to start. Take your daily ritual with you. Go to Kachava.com and use code DREAMERS for 15% off your first order. That's Kachava, Kachava.com, code DREAMERS. Okay, perfect. So I want to play the video now of what Shaq had to say on The Big Podcast. Take a listen to his to his comments, and then we'll come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to that there.
And as you mentioned, 43 years, Philadelphia is waiting to explode. And if he delivers it, this city will ride. Like, they will ride for LeBron.
And that's why it's not going to work, in my opinion. You just said he, right? Tyrese Maxey just worked his ass off to become the man.
Totally.
Jaylen Brownson comes out.
Jaylen Brown.
So Jaylen Brown, whatever his name is. So now for Tyrese Maxey, do you back off or do you say, no, I'm still going to do what I do?
No, because he's
Let me
still.
finish.
Oh, go
Let me
ahead.
finish. Then Braun comes. Now we got Joel Embiid. It's too many egos. Some 3 or 4 people are going to have to say, all right, you go.
If I may.
Yes.
Tyrese Maxey is the guy who I think deserves almost all of the credit for LeBron going there, because I've never seen a young guy that the rest of the stars in the NBA respect who he is as a young player. Like, I remember I was at a party with Wade and Chris Paul, and I was like, oh, Tyrese Maxey, I've never met him. And Chris Paul was like, this is the one. Like, he's the kid that gets it. Embiid has already publicly said it's Maxey's team. He's the franchise. So Embiid, this was before all this happened.
That's my point. So
but I think LeBron is at that stage of his career where he's not going to, like, fight and all this stuff and get ego based in that.
Not about
They're
fighting.
trying to win.
Not about fighting. LeBron likes the ball. Likes to touch it.
Do you agree with that?
He gonna agree with it.
I agree to a degree.
He likes the ball.
Yeah, but he also loves making the right pass at the right time.
He does.
That's the thing that's cool about them. It's 48 minutes, and Bron not trying to dominate it for 48 minutes.
Okay, but hold on. If you touch the ball for 6, 7, 8 seconds, Brown's not a catch and go with it.
Who? Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown.
He's the wild card
You
in
can
all
throw
this.
Jaylen Brown the basketball with 3.2 on the clock. You'll
Yeah,
get a
but
bucket. That's what makes him good.
Yeah.
Because Jason Tatum, if you go look at the tape, Jason Tatum, they ran plays, sets. We're getting him the ball. We're starting the quarter. We're getting him the ball. We're feeding him. And Jason Tatum was actually a better willing passer. He's way more efficient as far as finding the open guy. Jaylen Brown always takes an extra dribble, and then it's too late.
Yeah.
Dr. Shumper, you make some good points, but may I ask 2 questions?
Yeah.
When was Jaylen Brown's best year?
Last year.
Okay, when he had the ball. Not catch and go. When he has the ball, 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds, he goes to work. He's not going to have that. Now he's going to have to catch
That's
and
hard.
do it.
It's hard to say, man, coming off my best year, I got to put my ego down. Yeah. If Bron here,
Exactly.
you know how easy. Kevin Love was 40 and 20 people. He was 40 and 20. My bad. If I can't say
No, you
You
can.
curse.
All right.
I just,
He was 40 and 20. He was doing stuff. He was out here threatening, thinking that he was you.
I just.
But he ain't like that. He like that.
No, it's good. I'm listen, on paper they look deadly, but I'm just trying to think ego-wise. Like, I mean, you know, as a
I
young,
don't think they got no ego left. Not in B. You
Preach.
just want to win. You just want to win at this point.
Yes.
What ego do you have?
because you know how it was being a youngster, getting a name for yourself. Once I got my name for it, I'm not stepping back for
That's why
nobody.
you was Shaq, though.
Yeah.
That's why you got 4 of them. Because it takes certain personalities that come in and say, hey, bro.
Okay, so you want Tyrese Maxey to step back?
No, he not
I don't
back.
think it's going to step back.
Okay.
Why we? This is the only
This
reason
is about
he would have
learning
step
how to be
back.
a champion.
When he slow the ball down, all Tyrese Maxey has to do is figure out a set where he can use Jaylen Brown as a threat to where now you can't help. And then who am I getting the ball to? Am I feeding Bron or am I feeding Joel? He don't have no problem turning a corner, getting his shot whenever he want. He'll become more efficient. You won't ever see him play a bad game. I think he'll
I
have the
want it to
most
work.
efficient season.
I
I'm
ain't
more
gonna lie.
concerned about injury than ego, but I think Jaylen Brown, because all the rest of them were on this team last year. Jaylen Brown's the one mystery of how it's all going to work, but like
I'll tell
the
you what
pieces
else.
seem like they fit
I'll
great.
tell you what other pieces work.
Okay, great. So you heard that. So let's continue on with the article. It says O'Neal isn't the first to bring this up and won't be the last. The 54-year-old previously said he feels sorry for Maxey and the 76ers after they got James and Brown. The man himself apparently doesn't share that sentiment. Maxey is reportedly willing to sacrifice for the Sixers. The 25-year-old was leading the charge in terms of recruiting James and made it clear that he would have been willing to do whatever it took to ensure things worked out. You never really felt like Maxey would cause problems. He is a class act who is desperate to win his first NBA championship. It's amazing how they're framing this. Like LeBron is the one that's going to unlock the championships after we just finished watching him lose for the last 7 years in LA. But whatever. Let's get to this other article here. It says Shaquille O'Neal says he feels sorry for Tyrese Maxey after the 76ers add LeBron James and Jaylen Brown. It says Shaq recently appeared for an interview on Stephen A. Smith's show where he spoke about his feelings on this 76ers offseason moves, where he headlined by adding LeBron James, which were headlined. Yeah, you get that. So anyway, I want to get to his comments. He said he initially repeated the sentiments from his reaction to LeBron James' announcement, where he targeted those critics who claim LeBron James is ring chasing by joining the Sixers. He said, I don't think y'all call him my man a ring chaser. See, it's funny to me that people that don't have rings are saying, oh, he's a ring chaser. No, he's chasing the chance to continue to be great, to continue to add to his legacy in his book. Shaq, he's ring chasing. Let's continue on. Listen, he knows, well, he don't really know yet, but you know, and I know when this thing is over, it's over. You can't come back. Once you retire, once your body says, I can't go anymore, it's over. This guy feels he has 2 or 3 more years left. Why not try to get another championship? I did it in Boston, and after I won't argue. So he went on to that. He said, however, I'm anxious to see how this team is going to work. the person I feel sorry for is Tyrese Maxey. And let me tell you why. He came in as a regular guy. Joel Embiid was hurt most of the year. Tyrese rose. Hey, I'm an all-star. This is my team. Now you bring in Jaylen Brown. Now you bring Jaylen Brown in. Is he going to take a step back? And not only that, you bring LeBron in. Is he going to take another step back? Now Joel Embiid comes in shape and he wants to play. He is going to have to revert to just being a regular guy. And that will affect him because he was starting to make a name for himself. I think he made the All-Star team. He was a star. And then Shaq goes on to give his points there. What are my thoughts about this? I think this is not going to work because these guys are already in panic mode. If you pay attention to what's being said on the media, they're already talking about trading Joel Embiid. Like, they're already preparing for the worst even before a game is played. So which lets me know, if this team starts off and maybe they don't start well or they're going to losing streak, you can witness a panic. And then the narratives are going to start creeping in, and there will be a scapegoat, and that scapegoat will be Joel Embiid. ESPN and these other networks and these other personalities out there have already fired their engines up already. They're already starting the blame train. It's already started. And given the fact that I know LeBron's history of how he goes to teams and they always single out someone to blame in the media, and it creates this toxic environment. He did it in LA. He did it in Philly. I mean, he did it in Cleveland. They did it in Miami with Chris Paul. It's going to be the same thing there. Not to say that I have the answers that this team can't be good. I just feel like there will be teams out there that are better than them. I think the Knicks will be better than them. And I don't see them winning the championship. Call me a hater. Call me whatever you want. But that's just my take on it.